channel. My name is Megan for those of you who are new here, and if you're returning for another video, thank you guys so much for joining me. And in this episode, as you can tell, it's a little different than usual. It's not just by myself, but I do have my guest and a friend of mine, Brandon, on today, and I'm going to let him introduce himself, talk about what he does, because I think he's a great person to kind of speak on helping the community and everything that he does. You guys will hear a little bit more about. So I'm excited to have him on. And then as usual, I have a couple questions for him to give you guys additional answers for as well. So you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, first of all, thanks for giving me the opportunity to come and speak. I'm extremely excited about, sharing about Focus Elite Sports and Mentoring. That's the nonprofit that I have. I'm the director of Not Focus Elite. What we do is we try to do as much as we can to kind of help the community, to try to give kids opportunities to kind of, interact with, people in the community and kind of be a positive force. We kind of geared it around football is kind of like the centerpiece. We have a 6U, 8U, 9 and 10U, which is, the age groups. And then, from those kids, we take all those kids and put them out into the community and then let them to kind of, like I said, be positive in the community and just kind of show them the importance of giving back.
Okay, so another question that wasn't on there, but do kids come to you? What's that process of getting them involved in this?
Well, so how it works is, I guess from the beginning, it all started because we had a football team in the area. It was 6 and under, and then that football team became like a family. It's kind of weird. I've been involved in a lot of sporting events, but I never had just a group of parents where everyone got along. Everyone wanted to help out. From if it was a birthday party, someone was buying a cake. It was just different. So, after that, we ended up winning the championship, and we got a lot of flack from a lot of people that was involved because, we were winning games by so much, and, it was kind of, they saying it wasn't fair. So we just we wanted to kind of expand. We wanted to challenge our kids, and, we wanted to give the kids opportunities. So we decided to kind of make a travel organization. So from that point on, we kept a lot of the kids that were on the team, but we also reached out to kind of, to get other people to, kind of be a part of the experience as well.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so the next one is, can you kind of speak to how your own personal past or any struggles or anything that you may personally have gone through kind of led you to this field or led you to enjoying doing this?
Yeah, so I think for me it's a couple. I was born and raised in here in St. Mary's, and sports was kind of like my way out. I'm not saying my way out is in regards to being in a dangerous environment, or I was being gangs or nothing like that, where some other people can speak on. For me, it was I was involved in situations where I was the class clown, and I pretty much had a lot of those same attributes still today. But it was just important for me to make people laugh, to joke and things like that. And I really didn't put a lot of effort into my academics. So it became a time where I was like a senior in high school, and I didn't have any colleges looking at me. I didn't have anywhere to go. What was my next step? So I was fortunate enough to have parents who had money, and I went to a military school. And at the military school, it kind of helped me mature, helped me become more disciplined, helped my focus. And then I ended up getting a full scholarship to the University of Connecticut to play football. So things went really well. I played as a true freshman. When I was playing, it was kind of one of the happiest times of my life. We traveled everywhere. We became a brothers with a great group of guys. But then my sophomore year, I started getting a lot of attention from the scouts, and I was getting phone calls from agents, and it was just kind of like a big deal. And it was like my dream of coming to the NFL or making it to the NFL was about to happen. But going into my junior year, I got into a rollback car accident. I hit a telephone pole head on at 80 miles an hour, and I flew through the front windshield.
Oh my gosh.
Chipped my 2 stitches in my hand and tore a ligament in my foot, which is called the Liz Frank. Kind of hold your 2 toes together, so mine kind of was spread out. At that point, I had to sit out for that year because I'd never redshirted, so I used that year as a redshirt. And I came back and I was still able to play. But, things were the same. For those who know football, I ran a 4.28 and a 40. I was extremely blessed. My mom, 10th grade, I was the fastest person in my high school. I couldn't beat my mom. So that changed. I wasn't as fast as I was. And I dealt with a lot of pain, pain to the point where I had to, get shots before games, take pills before games. And I just really had to be honest with myself and, ask, is this how I want to continue to live my life? So it was a tough time for me. You know, it was really tough. It was something I worked hard for my whole life. I was right there. And then, you know, I just kind of felt like different without football. But when I went back and I looked at it, as much as I missed football, as much as I didn't get to make it to the NFL, I flew through the front windshield of a car at 80 miles an hour and I survived.
Yeah.
So it just gave me a good outlook on life. Like I felt like I was given a second chance, and I wanted to reach out to others and kind of give them, you know, that same second chance. So that's kind of what led me to the whole field that I've been working in forever with CPS and you know, Walden and Pathways and pretty much every organization in St. Mary's County I worked with at some point in some time. So that was, you know, to speak to your question, that was really important. But then I got extremely lucky. Like I have a group of friends that you know, really motivated me to take this step, to kind of do this. You know, after, it's kind of amazing sometimes that other people believe in you yourself, believe in them than you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And I had a friend like that, and her name's Erica, and she was like, you know, Brandon, you know, we believe in you. You know, this is your passion. The kids love you. You know, the community loves you. You know, you should do this. And she just gave me the motivation to kind of start. And from that point on, you know, her and Shantini, Gaither, Mikey, Angelo was involved. You know, we all just became a team, and that's kind of what happened.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you answered my question about what motivated it, and then it actually made me think of something else. So I'm a really big believer in everything happens for a reason. So do you think that your initial dream was, I guess, kind of taken from you because of what you're actually doing now, and this is more so your calling and what you were meant to do?
At first, I hated everyone. You know,
Yeah,
why
absolutely.
me? Why the guy let this happen to me? You know, that was my thoughts. But then, you know, as I guess the initial hurt was done with, it was kind of like everyone kept saying that. You know, everything happens for a reason, Brandon. Everything happens for a reason. But for me, I agree, but sometimes the reason is because you're being dumb.
Yeah.
Number one, I was speeding. I didn't have my seatbelt
True.
on. So that was the reason too. But I think things were put into place to let that happen. So I do agree. I feel like, you know, if I had been in the NFL, number one, you know, would I've had my kids, you know, that's the most important thing to me. You know, would I've been able to impact my community where I grew up at, and you know, from the people in the area that's helped me so much. I don't know if I would have had that opportunity. So,
Right.
I mean, today, at 35, you know, I'm extremely happy with where I am. I'm extremely happy with the things that I experienced, the good and the bad, because
Yeah.
all, the good is great. You know, I show the kids, you know, some of my highlights and some of the catches and stuff, and they're so motivated. Like, Coach Brandon did this, Coach Brandon did that. But then I'll also tell them, like, hey, Coach Brandon also did this. So they can look at that as a different light and, you know, be like, you know, hopefully they'll
Not
avoid
be
some of
that.
the same mistakes that I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's awesome. And then I think to kind of speak on the everything happens for a reason, and when so many people are telling you it and you're like, I know, but you're in a moment where you don't know what that reason is. So
Absolutely.
definitely be patient with that, because it comes and goes. And even though, and I've said this before on my channel, but if you don't know why and you can't figure out the reason, it's coming and it may not be right then. And you can go through those emotions of being upset or something if the first plan failed, but you know, you have to be able to pick yourself up. So that's good, and I can definitely see where that would motivate a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, so what advice do you want to give to the youth, just speaking to the youth specific?
I think, first of all, I'll just say it's tough being a kid today. When you look at when I grew up, I'm a little bit older than you, but you know, things were different. You know, we didn't have you know, social media. We didn't have you know, a lot of the game systems, and you know, just a lot more things that they have access to. That's kind of like a distraction for them. But I think my biggest thing is just someone told me this before, and it stuck with me forever. He said, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future." And to me, it means like, you know, if you're hanging around people that are, you know, athletic, involved in sports, that they're, you know, doing their work, they're making good decisions, they're respectful, you know, they're, you know, role models, then you kind of exhibit those same traits. But if we're hanging around people that are, you know, disrespectful, that are getting in trouble, that are, you know, doing things that they know they're not supposed to be and trying to get away with it, then that's kind of the same path that you're going to follow. You know, I always say that working in that field, I've seen so many groups of friends who are in a racket club or if they were after a basketball game, they're like 10, 11, 12 deep. But, you know, when I worked with the juvenile drug court, when one of those people got in trouble, and they were in in that courtroom, you know, I would often look around for those 9 or 10 people that were with them in the club or at the basketball games, and they weren't there.
That's a good point.
You know, whatever decision that you make, I always say, if you know, whoever the most influential person is in your life, whether that's your mom, your dad, sister, teacher, coach, whoever that may be to you, whenever you make a decision, you ask yourself, if that person was right here with me today, sitting beside me, and I had to make this decision, would my answer be the exact same if they were there? And if it's not, then that's something you need to kind of evaluate even more.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's awesome. And I think that also speaks to a lot of who is in your circle, like who you were friends with and who you stay close with. So over the years, I've lost a lot of friends, but they weren't bad losses that I was upset with because I was growing and I was going to different places that they were not coming. And I think that that's really important because not only do you kind of pick up habits and mimic what they're doing, but it can just hinder you and your growth and everything. So I do think that that's a really good point, especially to the youth. And like you said, there's so many distractions. That's what it is. It's so many distractions now, like social media especially. And like kids don't even go outside like they used to anymore. So I think getting kids out and playing sports, that's awesome. So what advice do you have for just the rest of the community, just generally? And to kind of go along that, can you kind of just tell us what the community can do to help with your program, to donate, whatever that case may be?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a perfect time to give me an opportunity to speak. The community has been absolutely unreal this year. You know, we started last year, for example, with the toy drive. It was our first time doing it, and I think we helped, I don't even, maybe 50, 60 families.
Awesome.
So right now, you know, we have, I think, 60-some families, over 170 kids that we're helping this year. Besides the shopping part that's killing me, it's absolutely amazing. You know, we've gotten so many donations from so many people, so many families, so many organizations. You know, the amount of donations that the community has, you know, given us is unreal. Like, you know, I can't even believe it myself. And I think it just takes things like that. You know, and I'm not even talking about just for Focus Elite, just on your own in general. Like, if someone needs to be helped, or if it's a problem going on and you can help, just do it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do this for any recognition. Like, I don't care if, you know, all these kids get gifts and no one ever knows where it came from. Like, these kids get gifts. If no one gets the credit, no one gets the credit.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm a big stickler on people who give money to the homeless and then take a picture.
Take pictures of them and post it.
You know, if you're helping, like, do it for the right reason. You know, I feel like as a community, if we don't work together to deal with some of the issues that we're dealing with, then, you know, our kids, your grandkids, you know, we're all going to struggle. So I think it has to be a collaborative group effort from everyone to kind of make that change.
Yeah. And I absolutely do believe that we are actually put on this world to be able to give back and help. I think that's really what it's all about. I mean, you can enjoy your life and do things for yourself too, but you have to have some form of charity and help in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to definitely put your information down below too if people do want to reach out and help with anything that you're doing.
Sure.
Okay, can you tell us, do you have a personal motto or like a saying or something that just sticks with you forever?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, in one of his speeches, I think he won the Grammy Award, one award, and he said, you know, own your dreams. And I think that's big to me. Just for one, like I said, I've always had this dream, but I was always so afraid to kind of take this step because, you know, it was so much that I knew I had to give, but it was so much that was unknown. Like, how do I do this? How do this, you know, how do I make this happen? But he said, own your dream. He said, it's so many people's lives that are attached to your dream. And again, I think for me, it's perfect. Like, you know, with this mentoring, with football, you know, some people are going to use sports to get out. You know, some people just need that extra motivation, you know, that extra support. You know, telling them that they're messing up to kind of push them to the right direction. And I feel like, you know, with Focus Elite and the great group of people that are associated with it, you know, we can make a lot of changes and help a lot of people reach their dreams. So
awesome. And now you have 2 sons, so
absolutely.
Do you feel like this has helped them?
So just to be honest, I started this because of them. But I knew that once it was started, it was so many other kids that would benefit from it as well. It's different, you know. A lot of people don't know. I often say I have two sons. I often forget which one is my biological son. So, having Jace gives me kind of like a different light to look at because it's almost like the community, and I will be naive to sit up here and take the credit for myself because, his aunt, was the one who kind of initiated the whole thing. And it's just been a motivation for me to see that so many people need help that this help, So with them, it's like it changes you having kids.
Absolutely.
I drive different.
Not 80 miles an hour anymore.
No, 80 miles an hour. Everything that I do, I think about it differently now because it not only impacts me, I have to worry about how it impacts them. It's honestly made me a better person, and it's kept me focused. So they were just huge in starting this. But like I said, it was so many on that team, that one team that we had. Like we said, everything happens for a reason. Just me being able to coach that team and having an awesome group of parents and awesome group of kids is like what started us all.
That's awesome. That's really good. All right, and then, so the last one I have is, where do you see yourself and where do you see this going in the next, 5 to 10 years?
Well, I'll start with the business, the nonprofit. I get a lot of credit because I'm known in the community, play sports and everything, but I'm telling you, I have a group of people that are associated with me that's absolutely awesome. And the one thing that I like about them is they give it to me straight. If I'm doing something that's not right, I'm going to hear about it. And then, they're very motivating. They're very knowledgeable. Everyone that's on this team has been involved in some sort of community aspect. A lot of the people that I asked to come on this team, they were helping out in the community even before I asked them to be a part of Focus Elite. So it's just awesome to have a group like that. And I think with them, it's going to just, every year we're going to keep growing because they introduce me to new things, new opportunities. So I'm excited about the growth of that. We hope to get our own building where we can kind of, have our own building. We can have our mentor and our computers and then, grass out back where we can practice.
Awesome.
But then, for me, just to continue to grow, continue to be someone in the community that people can look up to, continue to be a great mentor, an advocate for everyone, and I don't know.
So lots of opportunity and potential in that. That's
Absolutely.
great. All right, well, I think that's all that I have for you. Did you want to add anything else?
No, like I said, I'm very thankful for the opportunity. Thanking you for allowing me to kind of share my story, to talk about the nonprofit. We're definitely open to partnering with anyone that has any ideas or any opportunities that you feel like we can, reach out and collaborate together to help, and I'm just grateful.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again for joining me. So, as I mentioned, I will drop all of Brandon's information that he's comfortable with sharing in the description box for you guys to have so you can check out what he does, and you'll have his contact information as well. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any future videos to come. And I hope you guys always remember you are so loved, you are so appreciated, you are cared for. I hear you, I see you, I love you, and I will talk to you guys next time.